If everybody could please stand for posting of colors. Please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by retired engineer Robert Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Greensboro Fire Department's 75th Recruit Academy. City Manager, I think I saw Assistant City Manager show up, Trey Davis. Dr. Wells, Tammy Thurm from City Council are here. Any other members of council, family, friends, I just want to thank you each for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here today to celebrate with these 21 individuals that will be shortly joining as sworn members of the Greensboro Fire Department. I would also like to thank and point out our Greensboro Police Department training staff that's here. Thank you for your support, your continued, more than that, your continued friendship with us as we venture in this joint training facility. First, I would like to recognize our training staff who's seated up here to my right. Without all these individuals, it would not be possible for these 21 individuals to be sitting where they're at today. These guys work long, hard hours, sometimes 50, 60 hours a week to hopefully produce good quality firefighters to head out on Sunday morning and ride our fire trucks. And without them, none of this would be possible. So thank you for your time and effort and everything you've done to make sure that these 21 individuals are squared away. I would specifically like to speak to two individuals. If Captain Jones and Chief Page could stand for us. I'm not going to make you speak. These two individuals are getting ready to leave our training division, and I just wanted to point them out. Captain Jones, over 9 years of service to our training division, and Chief Page has over 3 years to our training division as both the captain and a battalion chief. So thank you both for your time and effort. You will be sorely missed. Thank you. And with the lights, I can't see out here. If we have any instructors that participated, we couldn't do this without outside instructors. Every subject we bring outside instructors in to help us teach. They're subject matter experts. If you are in the audience, do you mind please stand so we can recognize you? And I can't see. Thank you. And that also includes our PT instructors. If you did not previously stand, we have one specifically in our front row here today that we are extremely grateful to have with us. Mr. Walker, if you would stand so we could recognize you. And in reality, probably none of this is possible without the lady that keeps us all in check. Michelle Hubbard, if you would stand and be recognized, because in this joint venture with Greensboro Police Department and our training facility, Michelle is the one that keeps us pretty squared away, and we appreciate that. So thank you for all you do. All right. 75th Recruit Academy. It's been a long 6 months, a very long 6 months. I know you're excited. We're excited to get rid of you. For those that don't know, we have the 76th Academy going on at the same time that the 75th has been going on also since January. And it's been a lot, but this group has done phenomenal. They've earned the right to sit here today. We are extremely proud of you. Thank you for working with us as we had 2 academies going on at the same time. And I just want to congratulate you. With that, I do kind of want to speak with you just for a moment. Remember the feeling you have sitting there today. There's going to be tough days. There's going to be days that are rough, that you go home, you're tired, you're exhausted. There could be other job opportunities that come at you during your 30-year career. Remember what it feels like today. Think back to a year ago when you were sitting in our office at an interview, begging for this job and wanting this job. Remember what it feels like to finally make where you are today and what you've earned today. Because we didn't just give you this badge. You earned it. You earned the right to sit there. Remember that. Remember that throughout your 30-year career, and it will carry you a long ways, because in the end, it is worth it. And we told you in the beginning, if you stuck this 6 months out, it would be worth it. You're getting ready to find that out Sunday when you ride your first call officially, and you get that feeling in your stomach and in your chest, and the pride you're going to feel riding those trucks Sunday. With that, I would like to ask, are there any retirees in the building today? I know we have Mr. Walker. I saw Dave Smith somewhere out there. Like I say, I can't see. If you could stand, if you're a retiree of the Greensboro Fire Department. Please remain standing if you don't mind. And I see we've got some current. If you're currently on the Greensboro Fire Department and you're here with us today, can you stand as well? Please, I see you all in the back. I can see the white shirt, so I can't see that. Remain standing for a second. 75th class, remain standing if you don't mind, please. 75th, I need you guys to stand up and just look around real quick. All right, because in the end, you're not sitting here as 21 recruits in the 75th without every one of these individuals, and a lot of individuals that aren't with us today. Everyone that came before you made it better. They made it better for all of us, and that's what I'm going to challenge each one of you. There's 21 of you. I want to see 21 of you 30 years from now at your retirement. What I would challenge you in that 30-year career is make it better than you found it, all right? Do whatever that takes, because everybody that stood up has tried to make it better for you coming in. And I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, and I would challenge you for over the next 30 years to make it better. You can sit. At this time, I would like to turn it over to City Manager Ty Jaobi.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's a great honor for me to be here, Chief, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Today is a special day, of course, because you're graduating 75th Academy. You know, in my office, I have a framed picture of firefighters running towards this huge fire and working to douse it and pretty much put it out. And the caption in that picture says, "Excellence. There is no higher honor than human service, and to work for the common good is the greatest deed." I've had that framed picture for many years because I admire what you do. But I also admire the fact that when every one of us, when we feel or look wearied, you display calmness, courage, dedication to service. But that phrase, public good or common good, really grabs at me a lot because I know that that's why we do what we do at the end of the day. And that's why you're here today. It's about sacrifice. It's about making sure that there is something out there that's bigger than yourself. And so from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed at night, it's always something that grabs at you that I am in this not for me, but for someone else who might be in danger, and I'm being called to help. It's something I do with my daughters every year, annually. We visit the local fire station. And that's a message I want them to get all the time, that not only are they here to help us as residents, but they are here because they're fighting for something bigger than them, and each one of us need to hold ourselves accountable and to that standard. And so you are our finest, and you are about to step into that world where everything around you is bigger, but you have a calling and a commitment to make sure that not only is it bigger, but you make it better. And so I leave you with this, that we are proud of you. I have a Deputy City Manager, Chris Wilson, and Assistant City Manager, Trey Davis, are here today. And you have a commitment to constantly support you, provide the resources that you need to do what you do best. And, but also making sure that as you do so, we champion equity among your ranks. And we want to see more female firefighters. We want to see more minority firefighters. But I know that we will get there, you know, because it takes one day at a time to get us to that place. But we're here to support you, to make sure that we realize that vision. But you are Greensboro's finest, and I want you to keep that at the back of your mind every single day. But one thing I also want to keep at the back of your mind is that as you wake up every day to go to work, that some of us are here, we don't face the dangers that you face on a daily basis. We don't see the challenges that you see on a daily basis, but we're praying for you and, you know, trusting that you will go home to your families and friends every day. And I know that Chief and I have spoken extensively. Apart from the fact that we share a love for soccer, I know that we also, we don't support the same team. But on this, we agree that we support this team, and we want to see you succeed. So once again, congratulations, class of 75th class. I know that each one of you, you bring something unique to this profession and to your career, and we're here to support you and to make sure that you succeed. So once again, thank you for having me today, and congratulations to you.
75th, congratulations. Pretty awesome to be part of the 75th recruit class. We are excited to have you join our ranks Sunday. I wish it was today, but they twisted our arm to give you a night off to spend with your family. Mayor, members of council, member of the city manager's office, thank you for the leadership and support that you provide the Greensboro Fire Department every single day. We see that through your actions. We see that you're here today supporting us, and we want to say thank you for that. Our city manager mentioned a word, sacrifice, and I want to expand on that just a little bit because the 75th is sitting in the front row, but one thing that I talked to you 21 individuals about at the very beginning was this job is about sacrifice. And the important part, the lesson here is not about your sacrifice, it's about all the folks behind you, your family members. You did not get here alone. You had some tough nights, some tough mornings. I saw a lot of tough mornings marching outside my office carrying a big fire hose full of water. And it is about sacrifice. And there's lessons in all of that this great training staff put you through. They did not ask you to do anything that they haven't done. And I just want to say thank you to the family members for sharing your loved one with this great city. It is truly an honor to work for the city of Greensboro, and they will spend a third of their lives away from you. And we want to say thank you for that sacrifice that you have made. Your loved one has joined one of the best fire departments in the entire nation. You are one of almost 600 firefighters, 26 fire stations, and you will be spread throughout the city representing all three shifts. You got great assignments. I saw some of those assignments. And we know the last 6 months has been difficult, like Chief Shoemate said. And today is a reward, but Sunday is really starting a reward for the next 30 years. A 30-year career with this organization is amazing, and you have some retired folks in the room that are witnesses to that. Family, again, thank you. Training staff, thank you for what you do day in and day out to train our recruits and to train our current firefighters. You are truly the best, so thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen of the 75th, you have chosen to step into one of the greatest professions in the entire world. Bar none, it is one of the greatest professions, and that's being a firefighter. We are appropriately named the bravest. There's a reason for that. The men and women behind you that you are joining put their lives on the line to respond to millions of fire calls every single year. And the bravest, they wear a badge and they wear a patch. And I asked our training staff to bring those items because they're not just symbols of identifying us. They have meanings, and they should have a meaning to you. And you need to understand what those common symbols are that adorn the uniforms that you see around the room. And they are not just for simple identification. They have meanings. An example is your badge. Your badge that you'll be receiving here in a few minutes, that is your shield. That came from medieval times. It identified those folks on the battlefield, dating back many, many years. And that shield was used for protection and also a litter to carry out the bodies of the fallen. Adorned on several items, to include the patch, is the Maltese Cross. Some people know what the Maltese Cross is, and I told you early on that Maltese Cross has 8 points. Those 8 points represent, dating back to the Crusades, the knights looked at those 8 points, and they kept these 8 points in mind when they were in battle. Those 8 points are gallantry, perseverance, loyalty, dexterity, explicitness, observation, tact, and sympathy. And you will have to employ those 8 points on that Maltese cross Sunday when you come to work, especially that last one. You will have to provide sympathy day in and day out, and you have learned that already. So in the center of those items is something called a scramble. That depicts a group of fire symbols, fire tools that we use every single day. We commonly refer to them as tools of the trade. There's a ladder, a nozzle, an axe, a pike pole, a fire helmet. These elements are placed there for a reason, and that reason is preparedness. That scramble means something to us. That's why it's adorned on our uniforms. It's adorned on our trucks. These training officers have prepared you to move forward, and that scramble represents that. And the last item I'll talk about is the speaking trumpets or bugles that you see. Many years ago, there were no portable radios like we have now, and orders were given through a trumpet or a bugle, commonly referred to as a megaphone. And usually the person holding that bugle was of higher rank, and the more bugles, the higher rank. And I challenge you, you're starting with a bugle. And you see folks around the room, you see the folks up here. We implore you to seek extra training, education, keep sacrificing every single day, and become leaders in this department, and we know you will. I really, truly have watched you on the drill ground. Sometimes you have seen me, sometimes you have not, working as a cohesive team in everything you do. And it's truly amazing to watch you on day 1 through 15 when you're wearing a white t-shirt and you earn your way through the 6 months training to get that gray t-shirt that eventually you get to flip right side out versus inside out. We see that, and it gives you pride, and that's what these symbols represent, is pride for you. So I challenge you, you're about to be issued a new shiny badge. It's your responsibility to keep it shiny. Many before you have carried the torch through thick and thin to maintain the integrity of that badge. You are challenged by me and your fellow firefighters to uphold the spirit of our badge and to keep it shiny. Good luck in your career, and remember the symbolism of the American Fire Service, that scramble, that Maltese cross, that badge, and what our patch means. 75th, congratulations. So I have the honor of recognizing one member from the 75th recruit class for the Fire Chiefs Award. So I will read you the award. On behalf of the officers and firefighters of the Greensboro Fire Department, I would like to congratulate you for your level of achievement over the past 22 weeks of recruit training. Your overall academic average of 95.44% places you at the top of the 75th recruit class. You have earned the Fire Chiefs Award. As evidenced by your training file, you have consistently maintained a level of excellence deserving of this reward. Your commitment to maintain the superior level of academic performance served as an inspiration to those around you. Firefighter Kyle Samuels, please accept my best wishes for your continued success. Come on up.
Good morning.
now's the time to recognize some of the other members of the 75th recruit class with some other awards. To start with, the officers and firefighters of the Greensboro Fire Department would like to congratulate you for your level of achievement over the past 22 weeks of training. Your overall level of practical skills and academic performance identifies you as an outstanding member and leader of the 75th recruit class. The Training Staff Award is given in recognition of overall performance during a recruit training class. The recipient is selected by the training staff on the basis of outstanding leadership, abilities, academic standing, and practical evolution performance. After reviewing evaluations throughout the class, your accomplishments are of no surprise. The training staff is pleased to inform you that you have been selected as the recipient of the 75th Training Staff Award. Firefighter Brock Detheridge, Brock, I apologize, Brock. I know your name's not Brock. Brock Detheridge. Please accept our best wishes for your continued success and achievement.
I won't ever live it down. Yeah. And Jones has got another one for you. Congratulations.
Get a chance to do it. Huh? All right. This award recognizes the achievements of an individual who had the lowest average time for all firefighter ability tests throughout the academy. That individual started the academy in superb shape and improved upon it throughout the 21 weeks. To receive the Oakley Walker Fitness Award for your class is a great honor. That says you stepped up to the challenge, far below the time allowed for completing the course with an overall average of 2 minutes and 31 seconds. On behalf of the training staff and your fellow classmates of the 75th recruit class, we would like to congratulate you for your level of achievement over the past 21 weeks of recruit training. Your achievements have earned you the 75th recruit class Oakley Walker Fitness Award. Firefighter Brock Detheridge, please accept our best wishes for your continued success. All right, this next award I think is probably one of the most impressive because it comes from the recruit class themselves. This award recognizes your abilities during the Recruit Academy to provide informal leadership to your classmates. It's a true honor to receive the recognition from your peers and speaks volumes to your integrity and work ethic. On behalf of the training staff and your fellow members of the 75th recruit class, we would like to congratulate you as the recipient of the 75th recruit class Recruit Achievement Award. Firefighter Ashley File, please accept our best wishes for continued success. Congratulations. Now the class members of the 75th recruit class have a presentation to make.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you all for being here to honor the work my classmates and I have accomplished over the past 6 months. For my speech this morning, I have condensed our 6 months of training into a short 3.5-hour long PowerPoint presentation. So bear with me, and if you feel like you're falling asleep, you can simply stand up in the back of the auditorium. I'm just kidding. Chief Webster actually gave me that joke the other day to put in so I could see 20 simultaneous eye rolls from my classmates in the front row. It worked, Chief. Our journey all started in the summer of 2021 when we all received a call from Chief Combs offering us a position in the 75th Academy. I hardly remember what I said during our conversation. I was so nervous and excited. I think all I could spit out was, "Thank you so much, Chief, Sir Chief. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm so excited to get started." However, I do remember what he had to say to me. He said, "Congratulations, it's the best job in the world." Next, we had our pre-assessment day, our gear pickup day, and we actually arranged a little get-together/cookout before we started on September 1st. It's pretty funny to look back on these initial interactions with my classmates. The first introductions were a little bit awkward and usually started with, "So, what job did you just quit to start firefighting?" Not everyone made it to the cookout, but we did have a pretty good turnout. Panero wrote me a very kind email, regretfully informing me that he could not attend the cookout. Carter Payne was the real MVP, showing up as the grill master with this homemade barrel, grill, and smoker to cook everyone's food on. Reed thanked me at least 3 times for inviting him to the cookout, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this has to be the most kind, polite person I've ever met in my whole life. And everyone was asking Caleb how old he was. And the age jokes did not stop there, did they, Caleb? Then the academy started. The 21 of us have spent so many waking hours together over the past 6 months. The academy is a very immersive experience. Workdays are long and intense, and evenings are short because you're so exhausted at the end of the day. Then you wake up and do it all over again. Sometimes it felt like that movie Groundhog's Day, where you're reliving the same day over and over again. It felt like so much would happen in just one day. I would go home during the week, and when I needed a break from studying, I would hang out and cook dinner with my partner, Rob. I would ask him how his day at work was, and he would respond with, "It was good, Ash. Had a couple meetings, nothing too exciting. How was your day at work?" And I would respond with, "Oh man, where do I even start?" First, we had our morning drill. I was the driver on the engine, and I was a little bit antsy to get going, so I forgot and I ran over the wheel chocks. So Captain Hall had to get on me about that. And then we had PT. We did constant motion for PT. And Persadie and I partnered up, and we were trying to push each other, trying to drag the dummy as fast as we could, but he was beating me, so that was getting on my nerves a little bit. Then we did some RIT training. We had to do this self-rescue drill where you're dangling in this hole as if the floor fell through, and you got to get yourself out of the hole. It was pretty tough with about 50 pounds of gear on. Next, we did rope bailouts. And Rob, you know how you have all that gear for rock climbing to keep us safe? Well, we rappelled out of a second-story window with nothing but a rope and our gloved hands. Next, we did a couple ladder bailouts where you dive out this window head first onto a ladder, and while you're sliding down, you do this hook, like turn thingy, so you land on your feet at the bottom of the ladder. It was so fun. We kept lining up to do it again and again. For lunch, the guys somehow talked me into going to the Chinese buffet with them, and it wasn't a great life decision. My tummy felt so sick and just heavy the whole afternoon, but I don't regret going with them. It was so lovely to spend lunch with them. We were laughing and joking the whole time. Every day felt like it was so jam-packed full of memorable moments. Throughout the academy, I actually wrote down some of these moments in a journal each week, which is funny in and of itself because a few weeks ago, a couple of my classmates were giving me a hard time. For some reason, we were talking about diaries, and they were saying, "Oh, Ashley, do you have a diary? You are totally someone who would have a diary." But turns out I have a journal, not a diary, okay? It's different. But anyway, I kept a bullet-pointed list of all these fun, memorable moments. And if it's all right with y'all, I would like to share a few with you today. So these are memories I will never forget from the Fire Academy. I'll never forget the feeling as if my throat was swelling and closing up as we breathed in tear gas while attempting to call a Mayday. The feeling of being so disoriented and blacked out, crawling through the confined space maze for the first time. When Mr. Walker made us do synchronized jumping jacks, and he would point at anyone who was offbeat. Now, you would think over a few months, you would learn how to do jumping jacks, but some of my classmates might surprise you on that one. I'll never forget lunches with the Finer Things Club. A group of us would take turns cooking and bringing in lunch on Thursdays for the group, so we could practice cooking for our future companies. I'll never forget the time that Davis dropped an extended 24-foot ladder on Rhodes's head. Thank God he was wearing his helmet. I'll never forget the feeling of putting on soaking wet gloves during hose week, or the smell of soaking wet, dirty gloves, for that matter. I'll always remember when we celebrated Respect Women Fridays, because our class happens to be the first time that 4 women are graduating from the academy, which is obviously something that's exciting to me. Thank you. And y'all might have to help me. I can't remember who came up with Respect Women Fridays. It was either, was it Guthrie or Josh? I don't know. Or when the boys retaliated and came up with Respect Men Mondays. So we respected women on Fridays and men on Mondays. I'll never forget the sound of our regulators humming when our Viber alert turned on at exactly 1830 psi, or 1/3 of our air tank remaining, prompting us to recall our means of egress. I'll always remember during Ladders Week when we did the 35-foot church dome raise, and I witnessed some of my classmates overcome a fear of heights. And Poe stepped over the top rung, and he couldn't figure out how to get turned around to go back down, so he thought it was a good idea to just let go at the top. We're all like, no, there's another way. I'll always remember my shoulders burning from when we got in trouble and had to carry the charged 4-inch hose line pressed over our heads. Or the second time we got in trouble and we go in and the whiteboard said, "Mat room 0700, bring your air packs." And Cavness was walking in the morning and saw some of us carrying our air packs inside, and he said, "So, why does everybody have their air packs on?" I remember during forcible entry when we forced doors in an abandoned psychiatric hospital downtown, the feeling of baseball swinging a Halligan and sinking the pike into a wood frame and simply popping the door open. I also remember we would collect and store little nuts and bolts in our pockets, and then we would throw them off of each other's helmets. And it was pretty funny because you couldn't tell where it was coming from. You just heard the dink, and it rattled in your helmet. So you didn't know who did it. I'll remember during ropes week when we built a jungle gym by tying our practice ropes together and weaving them around this hose rack. It looked like a spider's web. And then Captain Jones and Captain Hall got back from lunch, and there were just 3 of us tangled up, hanging in these ropes. I'll never forget how we set up the FFAT course. Fletcher would wipe down that Kaiser until there wasn't even the tiniest speck of dirt left on there. The thing had 0 friction. We would also tie up the hose hoist, and it would be just ever so slightly elevated off the ground. But we would pull on the rope and say, if you pull on it a little bit, it touches the ground, so is that okay? Of course, I'll remember the pregame jitters before running the FFAT. It didn't matter if it was the first time you ran it or the last time. The nerves hit the same. I'll never forget the heartwarming feeling of watching James Persady before 7 a.m. make his way around, opening up his arms and giving every single person a big old bear hug. Watching these grown men melt into his arms was so adorable. I'll never forget when my yellow team impeached me as their team leader. And then they impeached me again and again. And finally, they elected Kyle as their new elected leader. It's okay. I forgive you all. I'll never forget the time that Brock beat the FFAT record by 1 second. Oh, Brock. I'll always remember when Rhodes, AKA Fish and Chips, AKA our English sir, would give you a spicy insult and you couldn't come up with a comeback fast enough, so we would just repeat what he said, except in a really terrible English accent, and call that a comeback. James. I'll never forget when Z, our New York City girl, had her license for only a few months and went from hardly driving her car in reverse to driving a fire engine, weaving it forward and backwards through cones to pass our EVD test within 2 days. It was very impressive. I'll always remember Kyle Samuels making the most thorough Quizlet ever. I swear, there were more Quizlet cards than there were literal words in our outline. I'll remember Nelson and Guthrie coming up to me and asking me if I was ready for the test on Monday. I would say, yeah, it's Friday, so I have Saturday and Sunday to finish up studying. I should be good. What about you guys? And they would respond, oh, we're not talking about the test on this Monday. We're talking about the test in 2 weeks. We already made 250 note cards each. We've been in maintenance mode for the one on Monday. I was like, how do you have that many cards? They haven't even given us our outline yet. Also, what is maintenance mode? I don't know. I'll always remember the feeling of embarrassment when some of my classmates were waiting for me to come out of the locker room to walk back outside to the drill grounds. They were giving me a hard time, saying I took too long and we were going to be late. So I replied with a pretty sassy quote from The Princess Diaries. The queen is never late, everyone else is simply early. And then from behind us, we heard someone go, turns out Captain Jones was walking right behind us, and none of us knew that he was there. So It's a little embarrassing. I'll never forget the first week when Chem Hall was showing us the basics of engine pumping, and he dropped his cigar in the engine, like where the pump is. And he was trying to figure out how to get it out, and we were all just standing there trying not to laugh because we didn't know if we were allowed to laugh. Would we get in trouble? I don't know. And I will say it was tough those first few weeks because Chem Hall and Captain Jones are very funny, and they say funny things a lot, but we just bit our tongues and stood there and didn't know if we were allowed to laugh. Chem Hall and Captain Jones impressed me in their leadership role for us. On the one hand, they were strict, authoritative, blunt, abrasive at times. If you messed up, they never sugarcoated it. They told you exactly how badly you messed up. But on the other hand, these two gentlemen we all thought so highly of, and we respected so much and truly just adored them as individuals. I think those two things are a difficult dynamic to balance, but these two gentlemen did it, and it was very impressive. I want to thank Captain Hall and Captain Jones for their dedication, vision, and grit through their time in training. Captain Hall has been in training for 14 years and is retiring in August. Captain Jones was in training for 9 years and returned to work on the line back in January. My classmates and I are better and more fit for the job because of the both of you. And all of the classes who have come before us, which make up so much of this department, have also benefited from your legacy and training. We all thank you. I also want to thank the rest of the training staff and all of our instructors who gave their time to share their expertise with us. Thank you for investing in us as learners. And to my classmates, I have genuinely enjoyed spending all of these moments with you. I know sometimes we're harder than others, and a lot of us might have had to do some soul searching to figure out, what the heck am I doing here? But I can't tell you enough how much I've enjoyed getting to know each and every one of you over the past 6 months, and how highly I think of each of you. We are about to go on the line and serve in our communities, coming face to face with people who are having maybe the worst day of their life. I'm confident in y'all's ability to step up and be a calming, settling presence for these people. Your crews and your captains have your back. I know how fortunate we are to be joining such great companies on the line. But I also know how fortunate they are that they get to know you all the way I have over the past 6 months. To learn your strengths and talents, your weaknesses, what pisses you off, and to be a supportive, listening ear after a hard call. Some calls are going to stick and affect you more deeply than others. For those times, know that you're not alone. Know that your crew, your recruit classmates, and your other supporters who may or may not be here today care about you, your well-being, and your career as a Greensboro firefighter. Congratulations, 75th recruit class. You're about to start the best job in the world. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite my classmate, Brock Dethridge, to present our plaque to the training staff.
So at this time, I need the 75th recruit class to line up to my left, and families that are going to be pinning to the right over here. Just, I see some movement, but that's good. Joshua Brooks, pinned by Chris Briggs. Turn to face. Yeah. Ryan Cavanis, pinned by Eric Cavanis. Taylor Cowan, pinned by Kara Light. Jeffrey Davis, pinned by Victoria Davis. Congratulations. Brock Deathridge, pinned by June Geringer Deathridge. Noah Fletcher, pinned by Christiana Fletcher. Ashley File, pinned by Mike File. Caleb Gossett, pinned by Dawn Gossett. Get in the middle. There you go. Stephen Guthrie, pinned by Joey Guthrie. All the way. It's upside. There we go. Aaron Jackson, pinned by Jordan Strubble. Joshua Johnson, pinned by Elizabeth Johnson. Young Lee, pinned by Imani Abrahamson. Ryan Nelson, pinned by Brooke Nelson. Go. Carter Payne, pinned by Sydney Van Laer. James Persady, pinned by Myrtle McBride.
It's okay, he won't scream loud.
That might be a first. That's good. Eduardo Pinero, pinned by Jamie Clark. Austin Poe, pinned by Ginger Poe. James Rhodes, pinned by Sarah Rhodes. Kyle Samuels, pinned by Sasha Hartzell. Carlton Smith, pinned by David Smith. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure about that one.
We're gonna put them together and see if we can come up with a good one.
I did it. Azaria White, pinned by Lionel Snow. Be seated. Thanks. '75th recruit class, please stand for your oath. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. I do further solemnly and sincerely swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. I do further solemnly swear that I will well and truly execute the duties as a Greensboro firefighter according to the best of my skill and ability and according to law. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be the first to present and congratulate the newest members of the Greensboro Fire Department. On behalf of the fire department, we would like to thank you for being here today. Thank you to the 75th recruit class, and this concludes our presentation.
Perfect.